Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is NTK2310. For the returning subscribers, welcome, welcome. And for those that are new, feel at home as well. What I do here, I do scrutinize and analyze songs, and especially the Kikuyu songs. We do it here in English. Yes, that's what we do here. And without wasting any time, let me dive in so we see what kind of song I will scrutinize and analyze today. Actually, I dwell with gospel songs, political songs, and Mugithi songs. Mugithi is party songs from Kenya because I am Kenyan living in Sweden. Yes. So without wasting any time, let me dive in so we see what kind of song I have today for you. It's a political song. It's a political song today that we're gonna scrutinize. And it's again a very nice song. Unfortunately, the artist that sang this song passed away. And but he left for us good memories. Nice song that we can always go back to and listen to and ask ourselves, can we learn something from this song? Because the singer says, then he mentions his name, sometimes sings and it shocks me. But I stay strong like John the Baptist with a belt on his waist. So on the first verse, he's saying that sometimes when he was alive, when he used to sing, sometimes he used to be even shocked because of the kind of words he used to get while he's writing the songs, you know. He was more or less, for the Kikuyu people, we used to say that he was our prophet because he used to write amazing, amazing songs. He used to write songs advising us, especially as the Kikuyu people. For those who don't know who are Kikuyu people, we are one of the majority tribes in Kenya. Kenya has a lot of tribes, and we, the Kikuyus, we are so proud of our tribe. And Kikuyus, yes, we know we are Kenyans, but you know what? We are sure that all the other tribes in Kenya also, they're proud of their tribes. You know, for us, the Kikuyus, we actually, for example, we love our music, you know. And then, as it's known, the Kikuyus, they're very, very hardworking. If you want to be good in business, ask a Kikuyu. They'll show you the way. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. The first verse, he says that the songs he used to sing, he used to be surprised himself. And then he says, everybody runs away from me. And I used to talk to myself like talking to stones. So he's saying in this song that the things he used to sing while he was singing, sometimes people never used to listen to what he was saying. Some people used to ignore him. Hey, we Kikuyus, now we have to go back to those songs that he was singing to us. We have to ask ourselves, what was this man trying to say to us? What kind of message was that man trying to pass to us, the Kikuyus? Because he sang amazing songs. Those of you who thought that he was singing nonsense, or those of you that thought he was maybe singing or talking to stones, now that he's gone, it's high time we go back and listen what he was trying to tell you and me, especially as the Gema community. The Gema community means, for those who don't know, is the Kikuyus, the Embu, the Meru, and the Kambas. We are the Gema community, the mountain people as we are called. Anyway, he continued to say in this song, he was saying, but I say, no problem. Kikuyus, you will listen one day to me. You know, today when I was listening to this song, as I was scrutinizing it and analyzing it, I was like, wait a minute. Of course, I know the song. You know, most of us who used to love his songs, of course, we know all these songs. But not for me, because I analyze it in English. It's so nice that everybody in Kenya, not only the Kikuyu tribe, everybody in Kenya have to listen to the kind of messages who are being left at, because this was a man who was not selfish. This was a man who was catching in all the other tribes as well. he was advising us as the Kikuyus some of these things. Some of us ignored him, but now it's high time. Please, we take a second or two and listen what kind of message he was having for us, what kind of message he was trying to pass to us. Because he was saying, we're going to listen to him one day. Today is the day. You were there and you've never, for example, other tribes in Kenya, you've never heard of that man. I'll tell you after we scrutinize his song, who he was. And he was saying, we're going to listen to him. And I am here to pass his message to all our Kenyan people, not only the Kikuyus. He was singing and saying, this is not a song. Continue doing what you're doing. If you're sharing tobaccos, continue doing that. The things that were done at the Parliament House is what is destroying us. We know very well during the independence of Kenya, when the Kenya got independence in 1963, when the British left our country, we hear stories that there were, I don't know if it's sacrifices or what were done in the Parliament houses and stuff like that. And in this song, we were saying, could it be that's the reason why up to today, the Kenyans, we have problems. We Kenyans, even among us tribes of Kenya, we, all of us, have something in us that sometimes make us dislike each other. Who knows what was left in those Parliament houses by the British? Who knows what was done? Who knows what kind of sacrifices were done? The song says, that's why we are usually shaken by one boy with one stroke. There we go. You know, if you know Kikuyu language, for example, you know what that means. Why today we are being shaken? Let me ask. We, the Gema community, why today we are being shaken that Raila has joined Ruto? Let him go. And we continue on with our business, with our unity as a nation. The song is telling us here, let me repeat that sentence because I've translated from Kikuyu to English so that everybody can hear these words. The singer wrote and said, that's why we are usually shaken by one boy with one stroke. We can ask ourselves, who is that boy? Or who is that man? For better terms. Could it be Raila Odinga? That right now, when he stands up and he says, oh, I've joined Ruto. Oh, broad-based government. That we, the Gema community, we are in panic. Why? Let him go. He's just one man with one vote. It's high time we start to go back to these songs and see if we can learn something. And not only even the Gema community, all of us Kenyans. Why should you allow just one man with one vote ruin our country? We get in panic because of one man. It's high time we all join together and we say, Raila Amolo Odinga has only one vote. If he has joined now with Ruto, let him be. We should not get in panic mood. We should not even abuse him. And I'm very, very happy with our Kikuyu people. I salute you all the Kikuyus that even after he joined, all what the Kikuyus are doing and the Gema community is singing their songs. We have amazing songs. Songs of unity, songs of encouragement, songs that are holding us together. And that's the way to go. That's the way the Gema community, they're setting very good example to the whole nation, to the whole country. Because we have the power at the ballot because of our numbers. So nobody should shake you around. If you see Ruto going around on top of cars, you see Raila Odinga hanging around in all kind of cars, don't be in panic. It's showtime. Let them do their shows. We have the votes. We are the majority. We have the power. And for all the rest Kenyans, wake up. Don't let yourselves be fooled and ruled by selfish, egoistic people who only think about their stomachs. Because that's the main reason why Kenyans have stayed in poverty. And that's why a lot of people never raise up, even if they try their best. They're hardworking, but still they live in poverty. But still, a lot of Kenyans, they still live with flying toilets up to today in 2025. And they still get in panic when they hear, oh, that leader have gone that direction. Oh, that one is supporting that one. That should not bother you. The song is telling us we should not be troubled just because of one boy hitting us with a stroke, one stroke. If you are clever, you know what I'm talking about. So stay strong, especially with the Genma community. The song says, that government that eliminated JM Karaoke, we all know his story. Then they sacrificed a goat. Maybe that's where our problems started. Because the Kikuyu generation, their plan maybe was met because the Kikuyu generation have always been a target. Many people have always tried to eliminate the Kikuyu community, the Gema community. They are those people, when they see the number, the millions of the number we have, the big number, they get in panic. The song says, those people that eliminated JM Karaoke could be, they also took some sacrifices to make sure, because he was a Kikuyu, to make sure that our numbers won't go up. But we know God loves us. The number continues to grow. And we will always be the leading country in Kenya when it comes to population, the Gema community. The song continues to say, JM Karaoke used to complain about the huge pieces of lands in Kenya, which could be shared among the vulnerable poor Kenyans, so that we could uplift their lives, so that those lands could be beneficial to our Kenyan people. But there he was eliminated. And that's why, up to today, the Dongo report of Kenya has never been opened. That's why the Dongo report in Kenya, it's a report which shows that all the whole country in Kenya, these pieces of lands, the public lands, is owned by this one and that one and that one. And how they got those lands? Did they steal from our Kenyan people? And that's why we still have, up to today, homeless Kenyans. While Kenya is a fertile land, while Kenya has very big pieces of lands that each and every Kenyan, with the millions we are, could own a piece of land. Someone that can have a place that can call a home. But up to today, the Dongo report has never been reopened, even nobody, especially those people up there, they never want to hear about Dongo report because they know very well what they stole from poor Kenyans. They know very well that they have their plantations, their coffee, their tea, their pyrethrum, thousands and thousands of acres belongs to them because they stole from the Kenyans. The song continues to say, those that killed Tom Mboya, they destroyed our relationship with Kisumu people, Nyanza people. We know Tom Mboya was from there, and he was also eliminated. This song shows that our Kikuyu artists love everybody in Kenya, because you can see, like, this artist talks also about Tom Mboya, who was a Luo, if I'm not wrong. He was also eliminated. And we know that the relationship between us, the gamer community, and those people around Kisumu, the Nyanza areas, that area, we know that sometimes the relationship gets very tough. Because could be these people, they still remember, oh God, our Tom Mboya, why he was eliminated. The song says, if he could be alive, maybe we could be one. And we could not be disturbed about these other issues. But there he was also eliminated. The question still remains. Those that eliminated JM Karaoke, now we come number 2, Tom Mboya. What was their goal? Why did they do it? Did they want to damage some relationships between some tribes? Could it be? It's high time we Kenyans, let's start to enjoy these songs that our great artists always write to us. And for example, this artist that already passed away, he left good message for us. So this is a song that is also touching Tom Mboya. He was not a Kikuyu. So those people who say, for example, that Kikuyus are tribal, you have to know that our artists, when they are writing their beautiful songs, they also remember you, other tribes. We know the pain you went through. The song continues to say, the hyena that ate Dr. Ouka. He was again a Luo. It's where the youths became a target. He was a good man. And this talking about Dr. Ouko. Dr. Ouka, who was a Luo. He was a good man that was fighting for justice in Kenya. The word Goldenberg affair, if you remember, if you know what I'm talking about. Whenever you hear the name Goldenberg as a Kenyan, we have pain, because so much was stolen from our innocent Kenyans. And there he was. Dr. Ouka wanted justice. He was a Luo, yes, but he wanted justice for all Kenyans, regardless what tribe you are from. And when it came the story about Goldenberg, he was also eliminated. Now the questions for you and me as Kenyans, we have to ask ourselves, who are these that have been eliminating our people? JM Karaoke, gone. Tom Mboya, gone. Dr. Ouka, gone. Those that have been fighting, one fighting about Dongo Report, other one fighting about justice in Kenya, other one fighting about this Goldenberg, that all that money was stolen from Kenyans should be returned to all Kenyans. That's why up to today, Kenyans, we all have only loans and loans and loans. Because the selfish people who we trusted that they would lead our nation for us, they're just there for their stomachs. And that's why I'm busy saying all these big people that you know, they all should go home. They've caused enough pain for Kenyans. The song continues to say, we drank mumo, Muma is like an agreement. It's in Kikuyu tribe where the people agree on something and they have like a drink about that thing they agree on. They had an agreement at Kwamaiko. It's an area in Kenya. We were lied to that there was war or trouble in Kenya. And we used to be charged money. Unfortunately, we were fooled. And they remained with that money. There was baptism in the rivers. When you hear about this sentence, it's talking about when there's commotion between tribes. We know when that time came that our Gema community were told, you know what? Things are on fire. Let us join together. They were given mumo to drink. And then they were asked to pay payment. And that group joined so much, the Gema community. They joined together because they wanted to protect the lives, to protect our lands, to protect our properties. They joined together. They were paying money. Unfortunately, that money for joining that group went to some pockets of some people. And those are the same people today. You are seeing them standing on podiums, joining either Ruto or Raila, while they pocketed millions and millions of money from the Gema community. There you are. We know that you are many. Remember, this artist was there. He's telling us a story, what happened. So there you are. You know, some people just join because you hear, hey, Okonywe Muma, come and drink this for agreement. It's brainwashing you so that you can join. And those greedy, selfish people, they gathered all the millions. They built themselves homes, thousands of homes they have all around Kenya with that money that a poor person was coming in paying to be able to protect the Gema community, because they were fooled. They were told things are burning. Things are coming this direction. But they were just there and they know themselves. It's high time the Gema community wake up. Don't forget those things that were done. Don't forget, we lost a lot of youths that time when they joined those groups. This song is talking about it. It's not me and CK2310 talking about it. It's one of our artists informing us that one day we'll remember him. And here we are. We have to scrutinize this song and see what was he trying to tell us with this song. Because this paragraph of this song, it's talking about our youths who are today. You're still going on being told, hey, Okonywe Mumo. You have to know the history about it. You have to know how many people had to lose their lives. You have to know that there were lies told, money stolen from innocent Gema community. And those groups, they enrich themselves. We see nowadays, they come out one by one, telling us, hey, I'm the one who started this and this group. Hey, I'm the one who did this. Hey, but they all come into one story. The money was stolen, and it was not small money. Remember, that was the time. I still remember when I was a young girl that there were these stories from 1992. I do remember that time. Leave alone 2007, 2008. 1992, when people tried to throw away Moi. This group started already here and there, you know. So, and those who are leading these groups, they've been holding high positions. Why they didn't change the lives of our poor Kenyans? Why up to today, even in the Gema community, where we've had 3 sitting presidents, but we still have homes full of jiggers. We still have homes made of mud. We still have homes not really suitable for for living after having 3 sitting presidents? How comes? So it's high time you have to know, Kenyans, you are on your own. It's a fact. But if you still want to continue supporting those greedy, selfish people, it's up to you as Kenyans. But don't think that those people care about you. And that's why for me, I always say, send all Moi students home. They have to go home. We have very intelligent youths. We have to stand up and say, we Kenyans, we want to be ruled by our youths. Youths that have seen their grandparents, their parents suffer and themselves because they study hard in school and after there are no jobs, no employments. The song says, those that betrayed General Dedan Kimathi, he was caught and he was assassinated. Those people are cursed. Elder should go to his home and sacrifice a goat, and his generation should be looked after. We all saw the story when they went to shave the wife of late Dedan Kimathi. She's also late. We saw that story. But for all those years, since Dedan Kimathi was assassinated, this was a family that was forgotten. Just a few years ago, his statue was hanged somewhere. The family have lived years and years in poverty. While we know very well he was one of our great fighters during Mau Mau time. And those selfish people, they never cared. Same people betrayed him. And there we are, Kenyans. We still elect those people. We still listen to those people. And we know very well them and their forefathers or their fathers, they were the betrayers. This is the verse of that song talking about late Dedan Kimathi. Let's continue on. The song says, the drivers in Nyeri is a very nice part of Kenya. I do remember when I was a young girl, I went to Tetu Girls Boarding School from 1983 to 1990. Good memories, because I do remember those areas used to be so beautiful and green, amazing. The song talks here about Nyeri, and it says, the drivers in Nyeri, they never look back while crossing Sagana. You know Sagana River, we all know about it. They don't do that because they don't want to cause accidents. Because there are crocodiles at Sagana River. So no one wants to be swept away or to be finished. You know, it's a proverb that we, the Gema community, we have to be careful. Because just like at Sagana River, there are crocodiles, they are down. The same way that we in the Gema community as well, we have to be careful of the crocodiles in Kenya. We have to be very, very careful because crocodiles are targeting us. What should we do as Kenyans in general? We should hold hands together. We should make sure that the mistakes we've been doing before, since our independence, that we don't repeat those same mistakes, because it will be the same story. If we again elect some people, same people who've always been in government since years and years and years, there will not be any nice hospitals just like it is today. You will not have any medicines in our hospitals, just like it is today. You will not have schools, nice schools. today in Kenya. Because they are still, even if in some counties, there are some schools which are made and put as this and that. Not all in Kenya. They're still up to today in 2025. Children who are sitting down on stones because they have no proper classrooms. We still have up to today students who stay hungry the whole day in school because the parents can't afford to pay for any meals. We know that some schools, students get free meals, but not all schools. And it's heartbreaking. Can you imagine kids staying from morning, whole day with no food until they go home, and even maybe when they get back home, their parents won't afford to put any food on the table? And we're in 2025. There we are. We as Kenyans, we have to ask ourselves, how long shall we allow these selfish, egoistic, greedy leaders to continue looting from us, to continue lying to us? How long shall we sit and watch it, we as Kenyans? Here we are. We have beautiful songs that remind us what has been going on in Kenya. Some of these artists, they already passed away, but they left very good songs for us to remind us what they were telling us, what they were trying to tell us when they were alive. So it's up to you and me as Kenyans to wake up, to stand up, and always think for the best direction, the best way to go. It's high time we say we will not allow Ruto, Raila to ruin our country. They've done it way too long. They've lied. They've killed. It's high time we say enough is enough. We as Kenyans, we have to stand together, just like this song says. This song talks about Tom Mboya. It talks about Dr. Ouko. And there are so many other people from other tribes who've been assassinated, brutally killed by this so-called Kenyan government. And we all forget about them. The moment they are laid to rest, the story is forgotten. How long? And that's why, because these stories are always forgotten, that's why the same story keeps repeating itself. How many lives shall we lose in Kenya? Because it's from all tribes. J.M. Kariuki was a Kikuyu. Tom Mboya, Luo. Ouko, Luo. There are so many. Oh my God. I do remember growing up. How many people we used to hear stories in the radio that they've been found in coffee plantations, in tea plantations, in pieces. And all those stories, up to today, they've never been solved. Up to today, no people have been imprisoned because of committing those inhuman behaviors. These people are forgotten. Look lately, the Gen Zs in Kenya. How many were brutally killed from all tribes? Remember reading all the names of those that were eliminated. They were laid to rest. Their stories is forgotten. Someone like Raila Odinga, who was pretending for years and years. And I always used to tell everybody, those who know me, since I was a young girl, I always said, I don't trust these men. And that's why I could never have voted for him. He used to pretend to love Kenyans, to fight for justice. Look, he's been quiet. He joined together with Ruto, president who was sitting while our Gen Zs were being killed, brutally killed. He joined with him. There is no difference between them. Because if he was honest, he could have said, no, someone who killed our Kenyan youths, someone who've been lying so much to our Kenyans, I will not join with him. But instead, because of greedy and selfish behavior, he joined. So it's up to you and me, as Kenyans. Let's ask ourselves, are we still gonna listen to these people? Are we still gonna give our votes to these kind of people? Because these are not leaders at all. And nobody should lie to you as a Kenyan. But let us be clever. Let us make sure we as Kenyans, we will never throw stones again towards each other. We will never destroy businesses. It doesn't matter if it's business of who or who, because that's what those selfish, egoistic leaders, that's what they want to see. That's what their target have been. Let us make sure that we all Kenyans in all tribes will never come against each other, start fighting each other, start killing each other, because that's what those greedy, egoistic leaders want. I think it's high time we all wake up as Kenyans. We all have seen. We are now in 2025. You can look the history of these people. You will see that they've been using us for years and years and years, telling us fairy tales. And then they're enriching themselves and their families and their friends. And you are left there, suffering on the ground. You know, sometimes when I write these songs in English, sometimes I have tears in my eyes because I ask myself, when shall our Kenyan people wake up? For example, when shall the Luo community stop being slaves of Raila Odinga? I thank God that the Kikuyus, for example, the Gema community, we were able to move away from these families called the Kenyattas and the Mois. We didn't listen what Uhuru was telling us. For me, I don't regret it. Yes, Ruto fooled us, but he can never say that we, the Gema community, did not give him a chance. We did. And if there are people who have good hearts, it's the Gema community. Because after all what Ruto had done to us, 2007, 2008, we never forgot. Even during the time of Moi time, even 1992, he was, of course, like this on the side of Moi. We remember that still. We still had so good hearts that we accepted to give him a chance. So he can never say that the Gema community betrayed or no. Very honest people. I don't think other community would have done what the Gema community did to Ruto. I don't think so. He should be very thankful that the Gema community are so forgiving. But we'll never forgotten. We'll never forget. We forgive, but never forgot. And that's why all what he's doing now each and every day, instead of going to the ground and working for the people, he's standing on top of cars. Which president does that? Since he became president, his work was traveling in the airplane. He's there. And now his work is to stand on top of cars. Which president does that? You know, it's so embarrassing. Even to say, that's my president who is always on top of the car. That's what he'll be remembered for. Instead of working for the people who gave you that position, you're busy joining on with Raila to see who gave to what position, instead of working for the Kenyans. I think it's high time for Kenyans to say, enough is enough. 2027 is not that far. And if we are able to get him to get rid of Ruto before 2027, so be it. Because he's not working for the Kenyans. Absolutely not. And nobody should stand there and say, oh, the Kikuyus. The Kikuyus are, I don't know what. We're not bad people. We gave him so many millions of votes. The most votes he got is from the Gema community. No other tribe gave Ruto so many votes like we did, because we are the majority. We got the numbers. That's a fact. But it's high time we wake up and say, you know what? These big groups have been all years together. When we count all together, yes, we know that at the moment people are looking, oh, the option is Kalonzo and stuff like that. But remember, Kalonzo was also vice president during Moi time. He's also Moi student who knows what will happen when he come to power. Let me ask a question. Kenyans, don't you want to see new faces in our Kenyan politics? We have so well-educated youths with knowledge. We see it, what the miracles they can do online. And this is high time. I think we Kenyans, we have to say, excuse us. Someone also like Karonzo, we like you. Yes, we hear you've never been gotten in any corruption cases or stuff like that, if it's true. But we Kenyans, we want new faces. Because I'm very sure from all our tribes, 42 tribes, we have from each and every tribe someone good, someone that can lead us. They can all come together. We give them different positions from each and every tribe so that no tribe will be left out in Kenya. Because some people say, hey, the Kikuyus are very selfish. Hey, we are not. All what the gamer community want is someone who can work for us, someone who is not lying, someone who is not stealing from us, and the most important, someone who is not killing our Kenyans. That's what the gamer community want. And I'm sure that's the same thing. Everybody, even the Luo, the Kalenjin, everybody, that's what we all want. Because we love our motherland, we love Kenya. You know, sometimes when I ask myself, what future do our Kenyans have? Our Kenyan children, what future? Is there any future? And it's heartbreaking, the worst of it all, that a government can just stand and say the biggest present can give to our Kenyan youths is to look for job for them outside Kenya. Do you know how many of us Kenyans are looking forward to moving back home in Kenya because of the things we've seen, what we've gone through in these so-called diaspora countries? You have no clue, no idea. And some people, when we tell you, some people think, hey, they're jealous. They don't want us to come. Hey, I told in one of my videos some of the things that we go through in these countries. But you don't like to listen. And I'm here to tell you, a government that loves its people, it's a government that creates jobs opportunity in their own countries. Because you are chasing people out. Why? Why do you want them to go and work, I don't know, for peanuts money, working like slaves, especially like in the Arabic countries where it's so hot? I remember, like, for example, in 1997, yes, 1997, my daughter was 2 years then, or 1.5, something like that. And I went to Hurghada in Egypt and Sharm el Sheikh. I will never forget that. It was in July. We flew from Germany to Egypt. It was so hot. Me as a black person, I got sunburned for the first time. Heat that when you get out of the hotel room is soaking you out. I was like, how do the people here survive? I still do remember, like, my little baby girl coming out from swimming pool, and even the ground are so hot. Even Mombasa, where we have home, is not hot like that. It was crazy hot. And there is the government saying, we're going to look jobs for you in Egypt. Our people, our Kenyans have to go to work maybe in construction sites with places which are like 50, 60 degrees heat. Instead of thinking to find, hey, Kenya is a beautiful country. Create jobs for our people. There is the money. There is the taxpayers' money. Create jobs for our youths to be able to work in Kenya and get good life there. Some of us who are in the diaspora, we've worked so many years. We've worked so hard, sending money back home so that the people there can build their lives there. So that they are able, it's good temperature, good climate and stuff like that in most of the parts of Kenya, for example. That our people are able to work in better environments, because environment are also very, very important. In the diaspora, there is a lot of racism. The government of Kenya don't tell our youths that. You know, I don't know if how many of you Kenyans have seen lately on the story of that Kenyan lady, a Kikuyu lady who was living in Stockholm. 2012, she she eliminated her 2 children, 2 boys. One she had come with from Kenya and one she had gotten with the Swedish guy. But that lady got depressed. She was sad. Difficulties. She didn't have proper job. She was going there, looking little money, black jobs there and there. And what did she do? She took the 2 kids, very young kids, to a lake and they drowned. And herself, she was saved. She was lifted out. She didn't pass. And then she was put in a mental hospital. I remember that was a very, very sad story. Because I was then living in Stockholm. She was put in a hospital, and then after she was deported back to Kenya. A sad story. She came to Kenya. All those who follow the story, you know what happened. She was there. She got again 2 other kids and stuff like that. And she says that she was depressed because of the problem she was going through also with her family. And that's why I say, please, you Kenyans who are back home in Kenya, always pray for all your people who are in the diaspora. They need your prayers. You don't have to always call them, disturb them, send me money, give me this, pay this, do that. They are not banks. They work like crazy. They try their best. And you, instead of giving them peace, you just disturb them. Send money, send money. It's like you saw a bank somewhere. They're not banks. We are not banks. And there we are. There are so many Kenyans who, if they asked, they wouldn't have left Kenya. If there was good job opportunity in Kenya. If the government was not killing our people just like that in Kenya. There are so many people who would have never left Kenya. Like me being one. I left Kenya when I was a young girl. But it's heartbreaking to see, even after so many years, terrible things are going on in our country. I think it's high time we say, you know what? We as Kenyans, our country, our forefathers fought so hard to get our country back from the British. It's high time we say, we will not allow corrupt politicians to destroy our land, to destroy our country, to destroy our motherland. It's high time we join hands. We start also to listen to some of these amazing songs. That's why I'm here. And I always like to tell these songs in English so that everybody, because in Kenya, English is our national language as well. We have English and Kiswahili. So I'm here for those who don't even understand the Kikuyu language, so that you can know that we are suffering, all of us as Kenyans. It doesn't matter your tribe. And it's high time we start to listen to what these songs try to teach us. These songs try to advise us so that we can learn 1, 2, 3 things. You know, today when I was watching some news, I saw this story of that lady. I think she's called, I wrote somewhere, she was called Mary Njeri. She had some argument with a man. I think that man is called was the man, I don't know the man's, Maina is the name of that man. So the lady and her husband is called John Kamau. They have a plantation of papaya, pawpaw, at the Silicon Valley. And because of the argument they have with this man called Maina, Maina sent goons and they cut very many papaya trees, which were already having fruits, but they were not ready to be harvested. I asked myself, wait a minute. There's this argument about who owns this land and if it's what, and Kenya Power people took their lands with no permission. Yes, they did that. and they've been planting for 5-6 years or something like that. And how can someone, a grown-up man, send goons to go and destroy thousands of pawpaw trees of someone? Let me ask, where did our hearts go? Because to have humanity is something very important. How comes this man called Maina could not just wait that this family harvest their pawpaws and claims his land if it's his? It's heartbreaking. And that's why I'm saying, as Kenyans, we should stop attacking each other like that. We should stop. Because when you see that it's even a Kikuyu against a Kikuyu, for example, it's heartbreaking. Because the example you're setting is bad. Let us be people who have humanity. People who can solve things. We can sit and talk about things. You don't have to abuse people around. You don't have to destroy people's properties. You can sit down and talk issues. What can I say? There's so many stuff going on in Kenya. And we as Kenyans, we are watching. We are listening. And for this song, I always tell who have sung the song and the name of the song. The song is called, it's by John DeMatthew. And it's Kikuyus Will Listen to Me. Ikone mwagathikiriria. Koguo niguo kuri. Ona mwaku Dania Baki. You know? So when you go to check this song on John DeMatthew, you'll find that song so that you can see that when we scrutinize and analyze the songs, we always tell exactly how the song talks about. And then these other things is just we talk a little bit here and there. So what can I say? I thank you all for giving me your ears and your time. Please, if you haven't touched the subscribe button, please touch it. You can comment, like, and share. And we continue with this journey of analyzing and scrutinizing our Kikuyu songs. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, which is 10 o'clock Kenyan time. It's 8 o'clock Swedish and German time. I thank you all and stay blessed. Bye-bye. We see us tomorrow.